Thank you, Councilman Green, for taking time to talk with the North County Daily Star.
You're very welcome.
Last week, you created a stir by announcing you're going to run against the incumbent Mayor Judy Ritter in the November 8th election. Why you for mayor and not someone who has led for the city for the last 20 years?
Well, first, let me start off by saying that I respect Mayor Ritter immensely. I think she's done a great job in the last 20 years serving the city. As you know, I was elected in 2016 to be a councilman here in the city of Vista. Over the last year, I've learned a lot about our government. I've learned a lot about how the city works. And I feel like in 2018 that I am going to be the best choice for the city of Vista. I've lived in Vista my entire life. I have my finger on the pulse of the community. And I really feel like I'm the best representatives for the interest of the citizens of Vista.
Okay, thank you. How long did you serve as the Del Norte president, and can you explain what that organization is?
Of course. The Del Norte presidency was a 2-year term. Prior to that, I did serve as the vice president of Del Norte, and prior to that, I served as the marketing chair of Del Norte Council. What Del Norte Council did is they're the governing body for the entire Vista Unified School District PTA. Since then, it's changed to the Vista Unified School District PTA, but it was my job in a complete volunteer capacity to be a parent that goes around from different schools talking to all parents and explaining to them how to be more engaged in their kids' education. The main reason why I got involved was because of what I was calling the evolution in education at the time. As you know, our schools have changed to a common core theme when it comes to educating our kids. And this came with a local control funding formula and a local control accountability plan that needed a lot of parent involvement. And I basically answered the call and stepped up, learned a lot about the way schools function, how budgets work, how governments work. And I really feel like being on the Del Norte Council and serving as the PTA president of Vista High School and the PTA president of Beaumont Elementary and just being in front of the community a whole lot really prepared me for this position.
Okay, thank you. Marijuana is going to be on the November ballot, and it will have an impact on the city. Take a moment and explain the two initiatives that are going to be on the ballot and your personal stand.
So currently the Citizens Initiative did receive enough signatures to go on the ballot. The Citizens Initiative will be on the ballot in November of 2018. As a council, we're also looking to construct an alternative initiative to put on the ballot so that we can give citizens a choice. The Citizens Initiative that was signed, that is for sure going to be on the ballot, mandates one dispensary for every 10,000 residents, which equates to 10 to 11 dispensaries within our city based off of our population. Even though I am a supporter of medical marijuana, and I feel like we do need to provide safe, reliable access, I feel like the Citizens Initiative just has a lot of holes in it and things that aren't good for the city of Vista. So I've been trying to work with my council members to come up with an alternative initiative that will provide safe, reliable access to the citizens. As a council, we authorized the spending of $35,000 to complete a survey of our citizens. Over 1,000 citizens stepped up and took 15-20 minutes of their day to complete that survey. The survey revealed that 78% of citizens in the city of Vista thought safe, reliable access to medical marijuana should be something that the council provides. After 4 meetings as a council, we haven't been able to come up with anything acceptable. We are constructing an initiative to go on, which consists of 2 dispensaries, 2 deliveries, 2 cultivation, 2 testing facilities, and 2 manufacturing facilities. It is a start. I don't know that it's enough and that it will cure the need, but I hope that we are at least on the right path to providing safe, reliable access to Vistans, because I believe that's what our community wants. Additionally, I want to make sure Vistans know we spend close to $1 million a year combating medical marijuana. If we legalize medical marijuana in some capacity, we'll be able to generate revenue so that we can even combat the illegal industries much harder within our city, which will in turn make our city safer for our kids. And that's what it's all about, is keeping things safe for our kids.
How do you see the job the sheriff and the fire department is doing, and where can you bring them more support?
I feel like our sheriff and our fire department are doing a very good job. As you know, crime within the city of Vista, they say, is at a 20-year low. Our firefighters are an accredited fire department, which is an honor that is not given to a lot of fire departments, one of the best fire departments in the entire county of San Diego. I feel that they both provide a very good service to our community, but I know we can always do better. With our fire department, since I've got elected, we did add the 4th ambulance to the streets. Doing a lot of ride-alongs with the fire department, I really see the need to have those ambulances on the streets. The guys that are working those boxes, is what they call them, are out there running calls all day, all night, and the need for that that fourth ambulance was huge. So I think the addition did help the city. We may need another ambulance with the growth in population. From a sheriff's department standpoint, although they say that crime is at a 20-year low, which I know statistically it is, and those numbers are accurate, there are some areas of recurring crime that we need to deal with. The homelessness problem I hear from a lot of my constituents is growing in our neighborhoods, and it's not getting any better. There's also areas where we have recurring crime in some of our downtown areas. I think the way that we can work better with our sheriff's department as a council is just keep them informed, keep an open form of communication with our citizens. I have a business owner by the name of Terry Little at Bear Roots Brewery. He's moving into downtown, and we've been working a lot to just kind of clean up downtown together and inform the sheriff of what's going on in the area. Really what we need is cooperation with citizens, communication with citizens, as well as an open dialogue with our sheriff's department. And they're working really hard to keep us safe. So as a council, we're just going to keep working hard and keep communicating.
Okay, there are loud complaints about overbuilding and traffic. How do you explain these to your residents?
As a Vistan who's lived in Vista for 30 years, there were times when I watched these other cities blow by us with growth. Oceanside, Escondido, San Marcos, as you know, their economies are bigger. Their footprints as far as growth go is bigger. The square footage of those cities is about 2 to 3 times the size of Vista. We're about 18 square miles, where I want to say Carlsbad, Escondido, San Marcos are closer to 40 square miles. But those cities grew extremely quick while Vista kind of sat on their hands. I feel like our council over the last decade has grown a lot. With that, I feel like Vista's done our part for providing housing for our area. There are a lot of projects that are already approved, and there is some building that's going on right now that was approved prior to me being elected. What I've tried to do as an elected official is make sure the projects that I approve are projects that are going to bring revenue to the city of Vista and also are going to improve our infrastructure. As a city, we don't have money to build new roads. Developers give us the fees and the capital to improve and build those new roads. So some of the development that we are doing and we have done has been necessary. Some of the development was done irresponsibly, which is a lot of the reason why I was elected. I do my homework every week. Every 2 weeks I get a new agenda and I get a new project proposed before me. I'm not approving every project. I will approve some projects for building because I think growth is needed and I think infrastructure improvements were needed. But what we're gonna do and what we need to do as Vista, and what I assure you I will do as your mayor, is make sure that we're growing smart, that the infrastructure is there to support the development, and that prior to dumping tons and tons of units into Vista, with what little land we have left, we improve our traffic flow and our infrastructure for all citizens so that the quality of life can continue to be as great as we've all grown to love within our city.
Okay. Is there any area of the city's financial status you would change?
From a financial aspect, I feel like our reserves have increased exponentially over the years. I want to say we're at 30% right now, and the council has recently set a goal of 35% in reserves. I like having reserves. I like being fiscally responsible, but I also like putting money back into our community. Over the next 4 years, if I am chosen to be elected as your mayor, I'd like to figure out a way to allocate those funds as opposed to shifting everything into reserves, to shifting stuff to infrastructure improvements, making sure that our stoplights are synced. We've been talking about it for years. The Vista Village Drive South Santa Fe corridor is horrible at rush hour. Lots of our intersections are horrible at rush hour. Melrose takes tons and tons of time to get through. What I'd like to do is spend more money in traffic and infrastructure, just improving traffic flow. That is one of the biggest problems that I see within our city. And I'd also like to see how we can give more money to community organizations that actually have their boots on the ground, making a difference for our citizens. I want our city to know that we're here to help. The city of Vista is here to help, not to be a hindrance. We have a lot of resources, a lot of programs available, and I want to make sure that those resources get out to our community and that we're doing things that can help our town and directly impact our citizens.
Well, lastly, what have you learned about how government runs and how you could influence change?
One thing I've learned about how government runs is that things don't move as quickly as I would like. You put things in process and they take a very long time to accomplish. The other thing is we pay for a lot of things that were approved prior to coming into office. Things take years to be built. Projects take years to be built. So the timing of government is something that I definitely learned takes a lot more time than I've thought. There's so many different moving parts in government. It's not like on Tuesdays we get up there and push a button. There's a lot of homework, a lot of research, a lot of reports, a lot of reading that goes into every single decision that we've made. So one thing that I've really learned about government is that we have great staff that really care, that do a lot of research. I have also learned that the government of Vista doesn't just pull things out of the air. We don't just decide to put roundabouts in and stop signs in and stripe streets. These are things that are at the request of our citizens, and we're trying to figure out what the best way is to implement change without making a huge stir per se in the community. So that's something I've learned about government, is there's a whole lot that goes into it. The other thing that I've learned is that we can make change. And the way that we can make change is just keeping an open form of communication and continuing to love on our community. I attend tons of events. If you look at my Facebook page, you'll notice that I try to attend as much as possible. I try to share as much as possible. I want to highlight the good things that are going on in our community. I really feel like the best change that I've brought over the last year to the city council is just the attitude of the council. We're friendly, we're open, we're warm, we're welcoming. We're here to listen, we're here to help, and we're here to make positive change for Vista. So over the last year, it's been fantastic for me. I feel like everything I've wanted to do, I've been able to do. We've done very good. We can definitely do better. And I'm hoping over the next 4 years that I'll be in a position to make even more positive change for our city.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll do this again, okay?
You're very welcome, Terry Woods. Thank you so much for your time, sir.